Well, the sun is having a hard time shining out there. Looks like it's just coming out now, but the last half hour's been a little bit overcast. I guess it must have known we're going to want the outside to look really nice at the moment for the other camera. Anyway, the sun was shining earlier this morning too, which you are going to see in what we are going to call the rabbit segment. So brace yourselves. Yeah, but that was quite a bit earlier this morning. Now, what we got to do, I better take this out to the paint shaker and get this shook up really, really good. And then I'm wondering if the, sitting overnight like this, is that in any way maybe deteriorated our homemade filter? Oh, speaking of filters, I'm going to show you something. Tony gave me a bit of a tip in the comments last night, and it seems to me I did hear this before, but I don't quite know how we're going to be able to implement it, or if I'm even going to try. But there is another thought for making a filter. We'll talk about that. In the meantime, let's go back out to the paint shaker here and shake this up really good and see if we can't maybe pass it through what we made yesterday. And as that famous singer used to say, I'm all shook up. Okay. Let's move stuff that we don't want to make a mess on. I got myself a little jar here that I think is pristine. It's probably about as clean as we can get it anyway. I don't think there's any dust or anything in there. Well, I guess what we can do is something like this. Okay. I don't know if that helped or not, but I did it anyway. It made me feel better. Now, no, I don't want to be laying this down somewhere where it's going to pick up dirt. My goodness! And here I was worried about maybe it was going to come open in the paint shaker. Okay, looks pretty grungy there on the top, doesn't it? All right, let's just fill this up here. I think this is a 5 milliliter syringe. I can't remember anymore, but it probably is going to half fill that little jar. Well, there was a little bit of isopropyl in there because I can tell that it's kind of diluted down. Oh my goodness, it's stopping. It's stopping. It's plugged up. How could that be? Could it be the pigment? Well, that was a waste. And I about half an hour ago, I went downstairs and I plugged in my air hose. Did I do that for nothing? It's just not coming here. I'm squeezing really hard. My hand is starting to hurt here. Well, does that mean we are not going to be using the Steinolrez? Because I don't think there's really enough in here to... Okay, click the stop button. No, we want to go the other way. Well, now what? Okay. Now I don't want to forget to talk about Tony's idea. I think we're going to have to put a bit of a pause on here. Now, Tony was mentioning that he had heard that if you use these Keurig K-cups, the filter in it. Now, I would imagine that what you would want to do is take the coffee out, like I don't think you'd want to use a used one because the coffee will have permeated the filter. But I think that if a person was to cut this open and pour as much of the coffee out of it as you can, and maybe use compressed air gently from the backside to blow the. I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. How would be the best way to use this? But would that mean then that you would just take and pour your Steinl-Res or whatever into the filter and just let it slowly drip through? I don't know. It's a thought. A person could figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm going to give up on the Steinl-Res. I had hoped to use it because it would have really stuck really well to our photo etch here. But now, in retrospect, I'm thinking that it may have been a little bit too light a gray, and I might be better off using one of the darker grays that we have here. So I'm going to sort of look into that right now and try and come up with a solution so that we can at least do some spraying today. I mean, look at it, it's 12:33 already, for goodness sakes. Okay, my plan is to just leave the camera run here, and we have some thinned out number 77, which is a little darker, actually quite a bit darker than the Steinl-Res. Now, I'm hoping that we're not going to have a problem with it being a little bit on the lumpy side. We're going to, oh my goodness, I just realized I haven't got my my filter thing running. think we can probably touch that up with a brush later. I think that everywhere that's going to be visible has been painted. I guess probably half an hour has passed. I'm all cleaned up here. We'll give this another few minutes to dry. I know you can't see the clock, but right now it's reading 1:26. I'm just going to go edit out the last few clips that we've done here, that we've taken here, and I think probably by that time those little pieces will be dry enough that we can safely pick them up and put them on the rotator and have a look, as long as we have time. Today is Monday. I'm getting a coffee visitor, so I do have to watch my time here. Now, those of you who have been watching this series on a regular basis will know that I have decided I'm going to upgrade my surveillance system. And it's got several very nice sophisticated cameras, and two of them are what you call pan-tilt-zoom cameras. Now, in order to try this out, without screwing it to the wall and damaging something, the most convenient place to attach one was on my model table. So that's what I did. And it was in a good location. It can look out the window, and it can look around in the room, and I can sort of try it out and find out what will it do and what will it not do. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Earlier this morning, I had it on, and a little rabbit. I noticed a little rabbit was hopping around. So I thought, hey, let's try it out on the rabbit. Here we go. Now, there's a couple of things I should mention here. First of all, this segment lasts for about 3 minutes, so if you don't like rabbits, well, you better scrub ahead. And the second thing I want to mention is for camera buffs. When I get this system up and mounted on the outside of the house and got it all figured out, from a camera buff standpoint, I'm going to, talk about it. What will it do? What will it not do? For instance, this camera right now, it is not 4K, but it's not bad. It's probably about 2K. We'll go into the details, when things are up and running properly. In the meantime, I hope the grandkids are enjoying the rabbits. Now, I am really liking that 0.5 millimeter nozzle that we've got in our airbrush here. It's this is the 0.3 that was in there, and I'm just going to leave the 0.5 in there. I'm not having any problems. Now, mind you, I might not have, with this paint thinned out the way it is, I might not have with a 0.3 as well. Anyway, we were going to take a nice close look here. I'll just very, very carefully pick one of these up. That's carefully. Well, I don't do retakes. What you see is what you get. Okay, let's put the macro lens on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much centered. Yeah, let's get our macro lens on and have a nice close look. You know what? I'm seeing a little piece of dust right there. How did that happen now? Okay, I think I know when that happened. This little part did fall upside down inside the spray booth. And I guess, well, there's 2.5 years of dust collected inside there. Maybe I should vacuum it out. Now right there, it looks like it, yeah, it kind of looks a little bit, yeah, I'm going to have to touch that up right there. I think probably when I was putting it right side up, and I was grabbing it, I guess, I thought it was drier than it was. Anyway, it's not too bad. Let's look at the other one. I know it looks like I got it right away, but it probably took me about 2 minutes to go and get it. Yeah, this one looks better. This one, I didn't have to, you might say, manhandle it. And I think the solder joints got covered up pretty good. Looks like there's something right there. Well, maybe not. Alright, what about the other pieces? Okay, now you will remember that I think it was probably this one right here, because there's photo etch glinting through here, that the tweezer was hanging onto it. So yeah, you can see that I knew I was going to have to paint there, but at least we didn't fill in the detail. Let's check the other one. It's a good thing I can edit out the dead spots here. Yeah, I think that turned out pretty good. I'm not going to worry about the fact that maybe the edge, you know, right along the edge, it's not as heavy as it should be, because that's going to be, you know, inside the funnel anyway. My main concern was that I didn't flood it on and fill in the detail, and I didn't. Okay, well, you know what, folks, we're going to cut this episode off. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.